Hello everyone, welcome back again with us at Military TV Channel. This episode I'm going to explore to what extent China has controlled the South China Sea. Before watching this video, don't forget to leave your comment below if you have any suggestions or certain topics to discuss for the next videos. An interesting interactive illustration from a prominent think tank appears to raise the question as to the extent to which China already controls the majority of the South China Sea. The map, presented by the Center for Strategic and International Studies (CSIS), shows China's fighter jet, bomber, radar, and missile reach across the South China Sea, demonstrating that very little to none of the region is outside of China's threat envelope. China is gradually making progress in achieving its goal of obtaining international approval of China's territorial claims in the South China Sea. With every passing decade, more of China's agenda continues to materialize. After World War II in 1947, the Chinese government made an official map of China's sovereign territory. On this map, China provides 9 dashed lines around the South China Sea. This includes the Spratlys and Paracels. Due to this past factor, China finally felt that administratively that the Spratly and Paracel, Changsa and Shitang regions were part of their sovereignty. China has always asserted its claims to the South China Sea using 9 dashed lines, although China's claims do not jut into Indonesia's territorial sea. Yet it is directly adjacent to the Indonesian exclusive economic zone, which Indonesian fishermen use to make a living. According to U.S. Department of Foreign Affairs report, the 9 dashed line claim area is equal to 22% of China's total land area, or 2 million square kilometers. 9 lines cover areas that are disputed with other countries. For example, the Spratly and Paracel Islands disputed by Vietnam, then Scarborough Reef, which was disputed with the Philippines, and the Natuna Sea, which belonged to Indonesia. According to Center for Strategic and International Studies, the South China Sea is a region of tremendous economic and geostrategic importance. 1/3 of the world's maritime shipping passes through it, carrying over $3 trillion in trade each year. Huge oil and natural gas reserves are believed to lie beneath its seabed. It also contains lucrative fisheries which are crucial for the food security of millions in Southeast Asia. Since 2010, Chinese military insiders have leaked that Beijing has drawn up plans for an air defense identification zone in the South China Sea. China's expansion that astonished at the South China Sea, about 1.35 million square miles, and militarization of the region over recent years have created a complex security environment. The initial stage of this growing complexity is based on the geopolitical interest and expansion, particularly during the second period of U.S. President Barack Obama. Despite a brief pause in increasing control in the South China Sea, China's behavior in the South China Sea shows a goal of achieving regional domination. In other words, it shows that the range of Chinese fighter jets actually surrounds the South China Sea, extending from mainland China to around the Philippines to parts of southern Southeast Asia. China's bombers, radars, anti-ship cruise missiles, and air defense also have a wide range covering a wide range of scattered terrains. After nearly 10 years of China's initial island-building campaign, the next stage of China's expansion in the South China Sea will be military consolidation and enrichment of its territorial assets, accumulating many small islands previously deemed uninhabitable, including the strategic Scarborough Shoal, Huangguandao, which is located just 140 miles west of the large Philippine island of Luzon, and is currently under development. However, Beijing has not achieved yet the level of control that it seeks in the strategic path. In a region where the 5 other parties, Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Taiwan, have made territorial claims, China's position is still under pressure and its territorial assets are under continued threat. Over the past few years, China has expanded its existing coral reefs and atolls to thousands of hectares, but its presence and military readiness are far from sufficient to claim control over the entire South China Sea. The process may take longer than expected. Island acquisitions and development have not erased yet the territorial claims by other countries which sharing the sea, where that claims supported by distant partners and allies are unlikely to disappear in the near future or in the future. China's claims are purposely unclear. China refuses to determine its position within the terms set out by the United Nations Convention for the Law of the Sea, which China also signed. In contrast, China refers to the 9-dash line and repeats the mantra, undeniable sovereignty over the islands of the South China Sea and the waters nearby. China has shown that there is another way to move forward in the South China Sea and expand its de facto control. Slowing down the official negotiations and bribing neighboring countries are just two possible tactics. 4 years after Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine, Moscow has used and continues to use similar tactics to tighten its grip and further fortify the Black Sea Peninsula. So we can conclude that China's success stems largely from three features of the South China Sea policy. First is influence. To achieve its political goals, China exploits an imbalance in where China is bigger and stronger than its opponent. China is leveraging its industrial strength, particularly its shipbuilding capacity, to deliver more military ships to the South China Sea, Coast Guard ships, and aircraft than any other claimant of the territory. According to Denny Roy's analysis of the national interest, regional countries' dependence on Chinese trade and investment puts the country in a position to require compliance. China's influence is proven in Cambodia's actions to block criticism of China's activities in the South China Sea. Second, because of China's traditional political culture and its determination to govern forever, the Chinese Communist Party regime feels compelled to maintain an image of an upright and error-free leadership to uphold its domestic legitimacy. That leads to the Chinese government insistence that the world need not be afraid of China's foreign policy, even as the Chinese Communist Party's domestic insecurities push China to take a nationalist position that increases tensions with other countries. Third, which contributed to China's success, was the modulation of aggressiveness. China continues to push its interest in the South China Sea to the detriment of other countries' interests. However, China has carefully selected the amount, place, time, and method of pressure to minimize backlash. The Chinese government rightly judged the United States would not go to war with China to stop construction of a military base on reclamation land. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.